Good afternoon, guys and gals. I'm going to review some stock charts here that some people have requested. And how it's going to work is I'm just going to put the chart on my screen. I'm not going to have looked at it before. Well, if it's a stock that I've looked at before, then yeah, I'm going to have looked at it. But as far as recently, so that way you can kind of hear my thoughts and my thought process as I work through the analysis of the chart. And the goal is hopefully that you'll be able to learn a thing or two about technical analysis and about the chart that you've specifically requested. Okay, so I'm going to get into it. First stock I'm going to analyze is CNR. Now, as I always say with these, this is essentially a penny stock. It's at $1. You can see the trading here is very, kind of erratic. But the thing that we do have here is we have a really, really strong base here. Okay, so it hasn't gone below really 75 cents, other than this day right here, for essentially 5 years. Since 2000, well, it hasn't gone there in the last 10 years, it looks like. But right here, we have such a strong base here, and I'm going to show you that. And this is the weekly chart, by the way, that I switched to. So right around here, around 80 cents or so, is that strong support. So this is the weekly chart. Every candlestick represents 1 week of trading. You can see this is 2012, 2013, 2014, etc. Okay, so we have a really strong base here at about 80 cents. I do like this for a long if we can get it lower here below $1. You can kind of see that it runs up every now and then. You get a run up, but for me personally, I would be looking to sell any run up you can get. Just buy it at 1, sell it at 150. As you can see, each time we've broke out, we've hit pretty much 150 every time. We've got this one hit 150. We've got this one that hit 150 as well. And we do have a lot of volume that came into the stock, also out of the stock as well, if you consider the selling that took place at these highs. So low risk for a buy below $1, especially if you can get it closer to, the closer you can get it to 80 cents, the better. And I really do like it. You know, this is, so what this means is people have been buying, holding it, and supporting it around that 80 cent level. Okay, so that's good. You have buyers on your side for there. Who knows what it's going to do from here? This is a dollar stock for a reason, but I'd be looking to sell it on any pops that you can get off of it, because we do have a history of just selling off essentially the same day. This is a one-day move that we had right here. And wouldn't you be happy if you got in at 1 and you sold at 350 or 320, whatever that is up there? You can see that these moves, and honestly, it's a good opportunity to short. If you see it pop up to $3 in one day, that's a good shorting opportunity, and you'd have a pretty good record right here from all the other times that it's popped up there, right there, right there. So you can kind of play it both ways. So if you're a trader and not an investor, that's kind of what I would do. All right. Next, I want to cover ATVI. All right, so ATVI is a stock I'm definitely familiar with. And I'm going to look at the daily chart here. And I believe this is all-time highs for ATVI, yeah. So ATVI, this is the monthly chart right here. Sorry, I will stop zooming in and out. So this is the monthly chart for ATVI. You can see, you know, really strong stock. We haven't really seen much of a correction at all. You know, even in the 08, 09, I mean, this is really nothing right here. During that 2008 financial crisis, and you can see how it recovered here and based nicely before breaking out again. So anyways, just looking at the longer term chart here, it's a very bullish stock. So looking at the daily chart now, this is the daily chart. Every candlestick represents a day of trading. This is what I want to point out here, is we've got a pretty nice support here. So it was resistance. You can see that we got knocked down from this level right around $39. Several candles hit that region here. And then over here you can see these candles, and these candles, while they did not exactly touch that level, this is still sideways trading, and that's going to be support. So between, you know, 38 and 39, that's going to be support. We also have an uptrend line that I believe we can draw. Let's see. Okay, that's not super ideal. Okay, so I'm just going to not draw that. So just to let you know, technically speaking, a trend line is one that has at least 3 touches. So at least 3 touches, and I couldn't really get 3 touches right there, so I'm just not going to draw it because it's not going to be of importance. And I'm just going to lower this. Yeah, I'm going to lower it a little bit at 39.50, just to see how many more touches we can get. All these candles hit there. Pretty much all these candles hit here. So in my opinion, this is that level that you want to see hold, and in fact that would be a good buying opportunity. You know, if it were me and I was looking at this and this was a stock that I was interested in, then that 39.50 would be the level that I would be looking for a bounce. These are all-time highs for ATVI, so a very bullish stock. Trends are more likely to continue than they are to reverse, especially in a very bullish market, which is what we're in right now. Okay, so I hope that helps you out. GFY, yeah, so GFY, I did do a video on it last time, well, not last time, the time before last that I posted on here. So, and I posted that link to that YouTube video. If you missed that link, it's, I believe I did that video on June 24th. So you can look at the video I did on June 24th for GFY. All those same levels are still applicable. Next, let's take a look at TSCO. Alright, so Tractor Supply Company. Okay, so let's look at the monthly chart first so we can get a good idea here of what we got going on. So again, another pretty bullish stock here, longer term, and we are pretty much near all-time highs. So now I'm going to go back to the daily chart here, and the first thing I see is this resistance right around, you know, $96, $97. You can see that we've gotten rejected up here a couple times. This high right there, and then over here that was resistance as well. So definitely a key level up here that you want to be aware of at that 96.7 level. Another thing that I'm seeing right here is just a short-term downtrend line that we got going on right here. And again, this is, I wanted to just reiterate, this is a short-term downtrend line that we have. Okay, and another thing, let me see if I can draw a channel here with any success. So kind of a channel. You can see that it bounces off the lows here, 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 and then the highs are getting rejected up there by that downtrend line that I saw there. If we break to the upside over that downtrend line, then we can expect most likely this level to get hit again. But again, that's the key level that you want to see the stock close above. Let's see if I can see anything else key here. It's a pretty decent support here, right around $79. You can see that we bounced from this level for a couple months here, a couple times over here, and then there was that sideways trading right around this area. So right around $79, $78 or so. That's going to be some pretty big support. So we've got kind of a box up here. So 96 is the top, 79 is the bottom. Definitely a buyable area, in my opinion, down here near 79. If it dips too much below 79, oh, and there's some other support right there that I want to draw for you guys. Well, I'm not drawing the support. I'm just showing you where it is. So why is that support? Well, we've got a couple touches right here and here, and then right there as well. So you can see that that is a key area. You can see that, you know, last time I posted, we got into some discussions with some people about, you know, the validity about technical analysis. Well, this is just technical analysis. This is just showing you where price has had key bounces from or resistance areas. I'm not just drawing these lines. I'm not just making up these lines. This is not subjective. You can see this with your own eyes that the stock has bounced from this level several times. Same as here. So that's all that is. You can see it with your own eyes. Everyone can see it. And you're not making it up with tea leaves or what have you. So yeah, look at the support between 79 and 75. To me, that's going to be a good area if we do end up breaking down to that level. I repeat, I'm not saying that it's going down there, just pointing out that level in case it does go down there. I don't have a crystal ball, and I cannot tell you exactly where your stock is going to go. All right. Next, I want to cover from Mother Shabubu. I like that name. PRGO. All right, so PRGO. All right, so first thing I'm seeing here on PRGO, you can see that we've been in a downtrend right here. Okay, we've been in a downtrend for quite some time. You don't need to be an expert to see it. You can just see it declining steadily over a period of time. I'm going to go start from the monthly chart here. But as you can see, this is why it's important to look at all different time frames, because you can get a better idea of this stock. And you can see that overall, you know, this is a bullish stock. At this moment, it's a bullish stock if you're a longer term investor. I am not a longer term investor. I'm a trader, and I trade price and I don't invest in companies. But looking at this chart here, we've got a bit of an uptrend from the 2000 lows right here. You can see that it bounced from this level several times. So it looks like we're coming up to that level right now. Okay, and you can see that we've got quite a bit of volume here, and this is really good, so you should pay attention to this. Whether or not you're interested in PRGO, this is key stuff right here. So when you see a lot of volume, you know, and you see the stock not moving a lot, whether it's on the upside or the downside, in this case we have it a downtrend here, and then you see a lot of volume right here. And when I say downtrend, I'm just talking about this year right there. So this is the monthly chart, so this is about a year of trading. So we're in a downtrend here for that year, and for the last 3 months, we've kind of been trading sideways here, and we've had a lot of volume come into that stock. So to me, what that tells me is that we do have some buyers that are stepping up right here. So when you see these candles, see how there's not much movement in the candles, but you still see a lot of volume? Well, that means people are either buying or selling. When you have a downtrend happening, and then you see a lot of volume near the lows, that means that people are loading that stock. So could be an area around here where I could see a bounce happening longer term for PRGO. So just to let you know, the reverse is also true. So you can see here, this candle right here, a lot of volume right there, and you can see, let's zoom in right here, you can see that longer upper wick. So there was a lot of sellers, okay? So it's just the opposite of here, okay? Just the opposite, okay? Over here, we saw a lot of sellers. So I would be saying the same thing on the upside. We see here, okay, we saw a lot of volume, and we saw a reversal candle with that volume. So to me, that tells me there's a lot of sellers up there. And as you can see, we went to the downside. So over here, this is just the opposite. A lot of volume after we've been declining for a while, and some reversal candles right here, some pause candles right here. So definitely think this one can see some upside, so we'll see what happens with that. Next, I want to see ATHX requested by Too Many Woodchucks. ATHX. Alright, so we're going to look at the monthly chart. Okay, so alright, so I'm just going to look at the daily chart. You know, this is basically a penny stock. And again, like I say, for all of these lower price stocks, they are a little bit harder to analyze based off of the chart, just because, you know, they're easier to move, and they're also a little more sensitive to news and takeovers and bankruptcies and all that stuff. But this is, I just want to reiterate that not all charts are created equal. So some of them are easier to analyze, and some of them are harder to analyze. So with that little disclaimer here, I do see that we do have a downtrend that we've been in since the 2015 spring. We've gotten rejected over here, and we did make a lower high right here. So this is going to be resistance. You know, 250, that's resistance, and then we've got support just below $2. You can see there was resistance from all these candles, you know, trying to break over, could not do it, ended up breaking over, retested it here, so now it became support, bounced here again several times, so now that became support. So really, if you're bullish on ATHX, you want to see this about, let's call it 190. You want to see 190 hold. Another thing that I'm looking at here, you know, this isn't the greatest, but I'm just going to, you know, draw it a little bit. But we did have an uptrend line right here, and we did have a touch here. It looked like it wanted to bounce, but then it broke below, and as you can see, we're coming down from the underside, trying to break back over that, and got rejected. So I'm not putting a ton of weight on this trend line break, but I am just going to kind of draw it to show you, how these trend lines can work if you're not familiar with them. I would have liked to see, because we do have a lot of touches down here, so this is good, but I would have liked to see maybe one more touch, maybe here, beyond these levels in order to kind of firm up that trend line. So anyways, support around 190, resistance around 250. If we break over 275 or so, most likely going to be heading higher. If we break below about 190 or so, most likely going to be heading lower. And if it does head lower, there's quite a bit of support down here near $1. So if for some reason we get some news of a bankruptcy or something, and it gaps down to $1, if it gaps down below $1, I'm not going to be interested. But it gaps down, to 110, 120, and then hits $1, I would be interested in buying it down there. As you can see, we've gotten a lot of bounces. Look at how thick that is. Look at how many candles traded sideways around here. So we've got a lot of, you can just see it with your very own eyes, we've got a lot of support down here near $1. Okay, next I want to look at GEL, G-E-L. Okay, so GEL, first thing I'm seeing, well, let's look at the monthly chart first. Oh, that's not the monthly chart. Okay, so monthly chart here. Overall, it's in an uptrend. You can see that right here. So we've got a touch here, a couple touches here, touch here, and then as you can see, right here, and just to let you know how trend lines work, is the close of the candle matters. See how we broke below it right here, but then we ended up closing back above the candle. So this is the wick, this is the lower wick, and then the end of that red box, that's where this candle closed. So we closed above the trend line. So overall, this chart is bullish. Near that 30 area would be a good buying opportunity. See, you can see here, I'm on the daily chart now, and you can see the daily chart broke below that trend line, but the monthly chart closed above it. So the longer the time frame, the more accurate your analysis is going to be. So another thing I'm seeing here on the daily chart is a downtrend that we have from the 2014, the end of 2014 summer. We've got touches here, here, right here. So that's going to be resistance. If we break over that, we can head higher for our next leg, higher on GEL. Okay, next, Bank of America. And I know that I have this chart marked up, so I'm just going to, well, I'll just delete it. Okay, so, oops, I deleted it anyways. Okay, so let's look at the monthly chart here for Bank of America, see what we can see. Okay, so you can see a lot of resistance around this $18 range. You can just see it with your very own eyes. You can see how many months right here have gotten rejected at 18.20. I mean, this is like 10 right here that got directly rejected, but then you can see a lot of trading was very close to it. So a lot of resistance around that level, a lot of resistance here, and then you can see here this gray bar right here, this gray bar right here. So this is volume per month, okay? This volume down here is volume per month, okay? This volume over here is called volume at price, or volume by price. And the reason that you have this on your chart is it shows you the volume that's been traded at a particular price level, okay? And so why is that important? It's important because if there was a lot of volume that traded at this price level, as you can see clearly, there has been a lot of trading here. You can just see it based off of the candlestick. So this is just kind of a nice little addition here. So clearly a lot of volume has been traded in this area near that $18 level. Between $16 and $18, a lot of volume has been trading there. So that means there's a lot of resistance, okay? A lot of resistance, all right? We're not just making up lines here. This is buyers and sellers. This is dollars, okay? This is a representation of dollars, okay? Not an exact representation, like this bar going up to here doesn't represent $1 million or anything like that. But what I mean is, it's not just a bar based off of nothing. It's based off of actual dollars being bought and sold by people in Bank of America, okay? And this is just a graphical representation of that, okay? So anyways, yeah, that 18 level is going to be key resistance. But if we break over this level, okay, and we close and we hold over that level, that's going to be a big, big breakout level. So look for that, and we can see a pretty big breakout for Bank of America if we do have a monthly close over about 1825 or so, okay? Let's see here, CIM. All right, so CIM, let's look at this chart here. This is the monthly chart. Okay, so, not my favorite trend line just because, we've got a touch here. Didn't quite hit it here, but we do have a couple touches here. So not the very best, but definitely still a valid trend line. Let's look at the daily chart here, see what I can see. You can see that right around this 1470 or so level was a key level. You can see that it got rejected here, 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 and then you can see it broke over it, came back down, retested it, and bounced from that level. So that's going to be the nearest support I'm seeing, between $15 and $14. Resistance I'm seeing up here at about $17. So if we head up there, that's going to be resistance up there on CIM. All right, next I want to look at TUP, TUP. Okay, so TUP, let's take a look at the monthly chart here first. Okay, so monthly chart, what I'm seeing right here is, so monthly chart here, seeing a nice look here based off of the monthly chart. You can see that we were in a downtrend for about, what is that, almost 2.5 years or so. This was about 2.5 years, and then we broke over that, and you can see, hocus pocus technical analysis here, we broke over that trend line, and you can see it kept on bouncing off of it, and finally we saw this nice little breakout candle right here. So I just want to point out that this month has not closed quite yet. So we've got about 7 days, well, about five days of actual trading left. So if we end up, looking at the daily chart, if we end up closing the month, down here at $54, then that's going to kind of negate that this candle here. So if this candle stays pretty bullish like it is right now, then I do think that TUP continues to head higher here in the longer term. It's a nice looking chart here. We broke over that downtrend line. It's very clean. We've got a lot of touches, You can just see it getting rejected there, and then we finally broke over. Nice little igniting candle right there. So I like TUP. Let's check out AMD. Alright, so AMD, I'm just going to delete all the lines that I have so that you can see what I'm seeing as I see it. Okay, so what I see here for AMD is quite a bit of support near that under $2 level, between $2 and $150. You can see several times bounced here, here, and then just recently right here, a lot of touches there. And then you can see also that we broke over this downtrend line. We were in a downtrend since 2006, quite a long downtrend, and we got rejected over here, 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 and over here as well. So, and we broke over that level right here. So look for this to head higher. We're a bit extended at the moment, but if we do dip back below to, and when I say extended, I just want to clarify, it can go straight up. I mean, as you can see, we can go straight down, okay? Just like this, okay? So when people say overbought or extended, it's all relative. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't have to take any kind of pause, but if it does, we've got that support near, anywhere near $4 is going to be a nice support level. And why is that support level? Well, because it was big resistance here for about 2 years. We couldn't break over that level here. 2 years. Look at that. Sideways trading right there. So now that we're above that, that's going to be a key support level for AMD. And then moving forward, you can see quite a bit of resistance just below this $10 mark. You can see that these candles right here for about a year or so, over here for about 6 months. Again, right here, we didn't quite hit that $10 mark, but that's close enough. So anywhere between $8 and $10 is going to be some the next pretty heavy resistance on AMD. Next, I want to cover OAS. All right. So I'm going to cover the daily chart here. Actually, I'll go with the weekly. So let's go with the weekly here. Get a little bit of a better picture. So first thing I'm seeing right here is that downtrend line right here. And you can see when you draw these downtrend lines, they matter. So you could have drawn this downtrend line from here over here. You can see how many touches we've already got right here. And then you could have gotten short again right here. Okay? So giving you plenty of opportunities to trade off of this trend line over here. Plenty of opportunities to trade against the trend line. So that would have been several successful trades based off of this trend line. So trend lines do work. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. But the key is to make sure that you're drawing these trend lines correctly. And you want to see a lot of touches on the trend line. You can't just draw some line, over here and have that be a trend line. You have to let price show you what angles it's respecting, okay? And OAS is respecting this downtrend line. So if we end up breaking over that downtrend line, that's going to be very bullish, okay? So you can look for that until it does break over that downtrend line. Then we're going to keep continuing to the downside. So, trading is not about being perfect. So you short here, successful trade. Short here, successful trade. Short here, successful trade. And then maybe the next time that it comes up here, and I'm just being hypothetical out here. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. I'm just saying this is how trading kind of works. Maybe the next time you try to short at $9, but it ends up breaking out to $11, and then you can hit that exit, and that'll be your loss. That'll be your one loss out of these 4 trades. And then you can go long once it ends up breaking over that downtrend line, and you can get another winner that way. Okay, so as if you're looking at the charts and you're a technical analyst and you're looking at price, it doesn't matter to you whether this stock goes to $1 million or goes to 0. Okay, it doesn't matter. Of course, if you're an investor, you obviously care and you have a bias, but as a technical analyst, you don't care. You'll play it both ways. It doesn't matter to you as long as you make money from the fluctuations in price. Okay, so I'll get off my high horse. NVDA and T are the last 2 that I'll do. NVDA, yeah, I believe I have analyzed this one. Okay, so I'll just leave this line here. So you can see here that we do have some support here down near 37, and I want to point out, and this is a very bullish stock. Okay, so I also want to point out one thing as well. When you have a really tight range here, you can see that NVDA was just kind of trading sideways for, what is this, about a month and a half. It was just trading sideways, okay? Trading sideways while hitting these all-time highs is very bullish, okay? And when you trade sideways, you build up energy. You build up energy, whether that's for the upside or the downside, but you build up energy because there's a lot of people that are buying or selling here. You don't really know whether they're buying or selling in this box until you kind of see the break outside of the box. You can see right here, that was the signal right here. We broke outside of that box with this candle right there, and then that tells you that everyone was buying in this range, and that would be a signal right here. So as far as in this moment right here with NVDA, I'm personally not really interested in initiating a new position at this point, but if I were in it, I would be very happy, and I would just be trailing my stop. I'd personally use probably about 47 or so as a stop, trailing stop. You can always get back in, but we do have quite a bit of support between that $45 and $49 range from this sideways trading right here. Let's look at the weekly chart, see if we can see anything. Yeah, so this is a key break over here. So you can see this was resistance over here, and then you can see over here we stalled at it for a bit, and then we broke over that. So that was a key break right there, and you can see that that was a push higher for NVDA. Another thing that I'm seeing right here is I'm pretty sure I can draw a pretty nice uptrend line. Yeah, this is very nice. So that's a really nice uptrend line. If for some reason NVDA, breaks down, you can draw this trend line on your chart and you can keep having it, and this is going to be a buyable area off of that trend line. You can see that it's bounced off of it several times, okay, right here. So right now it's right around $25, but of course, it is uptrending, so by the time it comes down there, maybe in a year or 2 years or something like that, it could be at this line would be at $40, for example. So that's how trend lines work. So keep that in mind. T. Okay, so T. Very bullish stock here. I believe these are all-time highs for T. Okay, so why am I drawing this line here? Okay, so I'm drawing it because you can see that we've gotten rejected up here once, twice, and this is the weekly chart for AT&T. So we came up here, and as you can see, we closed over this resistance here. Look at this. Okay. Here's that resistance, all right? Several times, all right? And then what do you know? We close over this level with this candle right here. This level tries to break back below, but closes right above it. This level holds it right here, and we hold it again right here. So to me, that's very bullish for T, and it looks like it's heading higher. And here's another example of this sideways trading action. So this is a very, if you're not familiar with people who have made millions and billions of dollars in the stock market using technical analysis alone. One person who is very famous for doing so is Nicholas Darvis, and this is the kind of setup that he looked for. Obviously there's a little more complication to it, but just to put it simply, this is what he looked for, is trading in a box. So trading in a box, you can see rejected here, supported here, rejected here, supported here, and then as you can see, we broke outside of that tight range. So it's really tight range. It's a $2 range, and as you can see, we saw a big move to the upside. It was what, like a 15% move to the upside on this stock in about a month. So that's a pretty nice move right there based off of this sideways trading, and then this was the long signal right there when we closed over these highs right there. Alright guys, that is it for the video. Have a great weekend, and as always, if you have any questions, go ahead and let me know on Reddit, or you can ask me on the YouTube channel as well. Alright, look forward to speaking with you next time. Have a great weekend.